Straight ahead on 12 News, a new lease on light. Why some streets in Robbinsdale are basking in a new glow. Then, a Maple Grove girl's special story now told in a holiday fundraiser. But first, a classroom bursting at the seams.
Last year we had between 80 and 85 students. This year is about 123.
What's behind an enrollment increase in some Robbinsdale area schools? 12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Alexandra Renslow.
And I'm Mike Johnson. Some schools in the Robbinsdale district are a little busier thanks to a rebound in enrollment. The district had experienced a stretch of enrollment declines. Now it's reporting its largest annual increase in more than a decade. Renee Bonneau explains where you'll find that growth and why.
You guys looking good.
Principal Leona Durden's enthusiasm,
Wow, thank you guys. Principal D is so happy.
is undeniable. Though it's her second year at Northport Elementary, she's already seen positive change. And she says more and more families are sharing her excitement.
Many of the parents have said to me that they were excited about all the changes that are being made at Northport. They like the fact that we have a sense of community. It's like very family oriented.
In fact, Northport's kindergarten population proves it.
Last year we had between 80 and 85 students. This year is about 123.
Thanks to an enrollment bump, Durden added 2 new kindergarten classes and a first grade class.
10, 20, 30.
She also hired new teachers.
Northport isn't the only school to see a boost in enrollment. The entire Robbinsdale School District saw a 1.1% increase from last year. That's about 130 students, and it's the largest increase in the last decade.
Most of the new students entered kindergarten, first and second grade, and many of them live in the district.
That really means one of two things, and we have to dig into it and find out. More families are moving into the community or into the school district with school-age children. Or more families are choosing to enroll in Robbinsdale area schools.
It's too soon to tell whether this is a fluke or a trend, but district leaders say they'll try their best to keep this momentum going.
Good programming for our students certainly leads to word-of-mouth success and families wanting to enter our schools.
That's right, that is a triangle.
Durden says if you want an example, look no further than Northport.
We have an awesome group of teachers that care and that are committed, to students, and the kids are happy.
In Brooklyn Center, Renee Bonneau, 12 News.
District officials say the kindergarten growth is surprising considering the lower number of births in the area back in 2008.
Charges are pending for a repeat DWI offender who allegedly drove the wrong way and hit another driver head-on. The crash happened last week at the intersection of Douglas Drive and Olson Memorial Highway in Golden Valley. Police say the alleged drunken driver was traveling the wrong way without headlights at night when the collision happened. The driver has 2 previous DWI convictions. The victim's injuries were serious but not life-threatening.
We don't know yet if positions in Maple Grove and Plymouth will be affected, but Boston Scientific has revealed new plans to cut jobs. The medical device maker plans to eliminate up to 1,500 jobs globally. That's about 6% of its total workforce. Boston Scientific employs about 5,000 people in the Twin Cities and is Maple Grove's largest employer. The latest cuts come on top of cuts announced last January when the company shed about 1,000 jobs globally.
More Minnesotans than ever are checking the box on their driver's license when it comes to organ donation.
Since 2010, Minnesota has added 300,000 organ donors, which is a 13% increase.
Nearly 63% of Minnesotans are registered as organ, eye, and tissue donors. 16-year-old Hallie Anderson, of Brooklyn Center, received a new lease on life 5 years ago. She got a liver transplant thanks to the generous donation of a Lakeville family who lost their 17-year-old daughter, Kayla, in a car accident.
You don't ever think it's going to happen to you, and then it happens. A lot of people are waiting on the list, so I think it's really important that everyone knows that it could be you, it could be your best friend, it could be one of your parents.
There are still more than 3,000 Minnesotans waiting for a life-saving transplant.
If you drive around Robbinsdale, you may notice a new glow in the city. Robbinsdale has started installing LED streetlights, and the city engineer says on one block with LEDs installed, it's saving about $1,000 a year in energy costs. LEDs do cost more up front compared to high-pressure sodium bulbs typically found in street lights. And so far, only about 1% of Robbinsdale's 52 miles of city streets have those LEDs. Coming up, a Maple Grove girl's special story featured in an annual holiday fundraising campaign.
And a little later in sports, Breck aims for a state title in girls tennis.
But first, is there a break from the chilly weather? Extended models show cooler than average weather through the rest of the month.
A Maple Grove girl is featured this year in an annual holiday campaign to help those with disabilities.
7-year-old Macy Mauk is part of the Courage Cards fundraiser. And as Sonia Goins reports, she doesn't let her own disability keep her from leading a full, active life.
There is not much that slows Macy down.
Macy Mauk was born with spina bifida, and she's paralyzed from the waist down.
Hi, Macy.
But she's not letting the congenital disorder slow her down.
She is as typical of a child as you can get, just on wheels.
Her personality is as bright as the lights on her wheelchair.
Without our faith, I don't think Macy would be as spunky as what she is today.
She acts like a typical 7-year-old girl.
I love my Barbies.
And she likes painted fingernails and fake tattoos.
Yeah.
She's also a big sports fan. She likes to swim and play softball.
Who's better at playing softball, you or your sister?
Me.
Go, Macy, go!
Last year, she went from spectator to participant, playing on the junior rolling twins softball team.
It's really refreshing that she gets to be involved in a sport. You know, a lot of times you don't think that she'd be able to get involved with stuff like that, you know, with the disability, but Courage Center has really opened it up for her.
On the field, they are all at the same playing level. They're all in chairs. And so it's just refreshing that she just feels normal.
Her parents credit Courage Kinney with helping Macy to become more involved in everyday activities.
So yeah, we just hope she continues to be active, because being active is extremely important to a kid that isn't in a wheelchair.
They're proud that Macy is one of the featured models for this year's Courage Cards. Proceeds from the cards help people like Macy.
The Courage Cards helps the Courage County Rehabilitation Institute through all the programs, from sports and recreation to camping to aquatic programs.
When the card campaign is over, Courage County Rehabilitation Institute hopes to raise over $400,000. In Golden Valley, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Courage Cards go on sale November 1st at Bachman's, Byerly's, and Lund's stores. 100% of the proceeds go to the Courage County Rehabilitation Institute, and you can also order those cards online. Coming up, a Wayzata High School student with a sharp eye for science.
But first in sports, the race is on at the Section 6 Cross Country Championships. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back.
With a conference championship secured, Maple Grove's unbeaten football team is set for what they hope is a long postseason run. The Crimson are tuning up for Friday's section playoff opener against Anoka. It's a number 1 seed versus number 8. And Anoka is 1-7 while Maple Grove is 8-0. But the Crimson guys say that Anoka isn't the pushover that their record might indicate.
We definitely didn't play our best ball against them, and they came out here and punched us in the mouth. And if you look at all their scores, Coach Lombo said that they're only losing by a little bit every game, and they know how to keep it close.
They were definitely our toughest game offensively. They got very good defense, I think, and if we don't bring our A game, anyone can win this game. So we'll be coming prepared and we'll be right for this one.
Nobody's blown them out. I think if you look at our half of the Northwest Suburban, they might have given up the least amount of points other than us. So I mean, their defense is very, very good, and they're offensively they're getting better. So they're hard-nosed. They're hard-nosed kids. So we're not taking them lightly because we only beat them. They were our closest game of the year. So our kids know they're coming into a tough game.
The Crimson and Anoka kick off at 7 o'clock Friday night at Maple Grove High School. All 32 of the Class 6A football teams start section play Friday night. Schools from our area are split between 2 sections. In Section 5, in addition to Maple Grove and Anoka, number 2 seed Osseo hosts Champlin Park. Tutino Grace is home to play Coon Rapids, while Centennial is at Blaine. In the Section 6 bracket, 2nd-seeded Wayzata is home to play Hopkins. Armstrong travels to Eden Prairie to play top-ranked Eden Prairie. And Minnetonka is at Edina, while Shakopee meets Prior Lake. Winners in Section 5 and Section 6 will cross over to play each other November 1st. While Edina is used to winning a state championship in girls tennis, 17 and counting now in Class AA, it had been a long time for Breck. The last Mustangs championship came in 1996. The Mustangs looking to end that drought when they met Rochester Lords for the Class A title. Patty Zhao serving for Breck at #1 singles to Sophia Terzic. Zhao with an easy cross-court winner for a point. Later, Zhao now in the far court again puts one out of Terzic's range. Zhao wins the match 6-love, 6-3. At first doubles, it's Kendall Kozakowski and Grace Zumwenko in the near court facing Jessica Alexander and Rachel Kamrath. Kozakowski with a winner down the line. The Breck pair wins in straight sets. Second doubles, Eileen Bayer serving for Breck. She and Anna Zumwenko meeting Ellen Gorman and Shannon Peterson of Lords. Bayer with a point. The Mustangs duo takes it in 3 sets. Back to singles play, and it's Sunny Tang in the near court for Breck against Lucy Hansen. Tang at the net slicing one away for a point, and she wins 6-love, 6-love. Finally, at #3 singles, Ebby McKenzie of Breck meeting Sydney Allison. Pretty good rally here, and McKenzie will smash one that Allison can't return. Breck wins at 6-1. The Mustangs win the Class A team championship. While the state tennis tournaments are held indoors, cross-country runners, of course, in Section 6AA brave the cold outside at the section meet at Gale Woods Farm Wednesday. In the boys' race, it's Wayzata's Connor Olson winning the 5K race, time of 15 minutes, 34 seconds. Sophomore Jarrett Carpenter is 4th for the Trojans, Ian Eklund placing 6th. Cooper's Garrett Williams finishes among a pack of runners taking 13th place and qualifying for state. In the girls' race, defending champion Wayzata, the heavy favorite. Anna French, the runaway winner, in a time of 14 minutes, 9 seconds. Annika Lerdahl is 2nd. Annika Halverson 3rd for the Trojans. Wayzata dominates with 7 girls in the top 10 to easily win the section title. It was a good day to be a Trojans runner.
I always like to turn around at the end of my race and I just see all the blue coming in. It's really fun. I think it was a good race for us individuals and then as a team as well.
We're going to have to step up as a team and as individuals, and we're going to try and put together a state championship team if we can.
Wayzata's boys take 7 of the top 19 spots to score 33 points, 20 ahead of Edina. Both teams qualify for next weekend's state meet. Hopkins finishes 3rd with Armstrong 8th, Blake 9th, Cooper 11th, and Benilde St. Margaret's 12th. Joe Klecker and Jack Henschel of Hopkins also qualify for state. Wayzata's girls cruise to the 6AA team title. Eden Prairie finishes 2nd. Among the other local schools, Hopkins is 5th, Armstrong 8th, Benilde 9th, Cooper 12th, and Blake 13th. Elizabeth Klecker of Hopkins and May Fullerton of Benilde also qualify for state as individuals. And that's a look at sports for today.
Thanks a lot, John.
Thank you, John. In Local Vote 2013, we're hearing from 2 more candidates running for Brooklyn Center School Board.
In all, 5 people are running for 3 seats. They include current board member Cheryl Jechorek and former city council member Mary O'Connor.
My name is Mary O'Connor. I am seeking election to the Brooklyn Center School Board to focus on academic education for K-12 students, to get the school district out of operational debt, and to lower property taxes. We have good teachers who do a good job, but more resources should go toward this endeavor. We should cut other programs which do not focus on academic achievement. Let's move the students at Brooklyn Center Academy back to the high school where they can earn their GED. Let's sell community corners. Baby classes and parental training can be handled by families. We will get out of operational debt and we can lower property taxes. We will focus on our K-12 students so they will have the education they need. Please vote for me November 5th at Brooklyn Center High School. Thank you.
I'm Cheryl Jechorek, and I'm running for re-election to the Brooklyn Center School Board. My husband and I are 32-year active residents of this community and have raised 3 successful Brooklyn Center graduates. For our schools to continue to be successful, we need a supportive community, involved families, and engaged students. After years of inadequate funding and millions of dollars in budget cuts, we now have an opportunity to reinvest in our schools due to additional state funding. I have had to make hard decisions in the lean years, and I'm excited about opportunities for growth in our district's future. We will continue to look for alternative funding sources, more efficient ways to do business, and continue to increase achievement to prepare our young people for a productive place in society. I am an advocate for our schools and students at local and state levels. I am passionate and dedicated. With new board members, principals, and a new superintendent, I believe my board experience is critical in moving forward and respectfully ask for your support on November 5th.
On Friday, you will hear from the other 2 candidates running for Brooklyn Center School Board. Up next, the study of life and the standout student who really gets it.
We head to Wayzata High School to meet her, coming up next. I talk to many high school students, and they'll tell you they spend their free time working at a part-time job or participating in extracurricular activities.
But today's standout student from Wayzata High School spends much of her free time on scientific research. Here's Delane Cleveland.
Between the side chains of amino acids.
Biology is a science that deals with living organisms.
All right, how do you guys feel about these ideas?
For some students, it's just another class. But for Wayzata's Emily Chen, it's a way of life.
I started with science, and then I found I really had a passion for it, and I loved it, and so I decided to pursue it.
That love for science is evident when you ask her about what she does at Wayzata.
One of the clubs I'm really involved in is Science Olympiad. I'm also involved in speech, and I'm part of the National Honor Society. I'm also involved in Future Problem Solvers.
And what she does in her free time.
I spent the last 2 summers doing research at the University of Minnesota, volunteering at the North Memorial Hospital. I'm studying a disease called Fanconi anemia. It's related to the anemia, so it's a blood disease.
It's an impressive resume for this high school senior, and Wayzata staff members say with her passion, it's no surprise.
She has these beautiful stars up there that she puts her hands out for, and she pulls them down, and that's Emily.
Recently, Emily competed in the Siemens competition in math, science, and technology. It's the nation's premier research competition for high school students.
I think it was around 1,600 projects. They select 331 students to receive this honor, and I received the semifinalist award.
In fact, Emily was one of only 6 Minnesota students to receive the honor and be recognized as a semifinalist.
I know I want to do science, so I put my time in it, and I love it.
What does that do to the amount of 2 that we're making?
Those who know Emily say her future will include plenty of accolades and success stories.
I see that she's going to be making a big difference in somebody's world, just with her own research that she's doing and what she's coming up with. And I think the sky's the limit for this young lady.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Emily is still undecided on a college, but she says she's considering Yale, Columbia, and MIT. Her ultimate goal is to become a doctor. I think we'll hear a little bit more about Emily Chen, I have a feeling.
She's amazing.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Stay with us. Community Corner coming up next. We'll see you back here again tomorrow.